Hey, Shilu, how are you?
Hi, sir. I am good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you. So let's start with one of the scenario-based question. So
Okay.
yeah, let me tell you the question. So let me share my screen. Right? Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? Okay. So you found a bug during regression testing that blocks the critical functionality. Okay. And you're having a release that is tomorrow itself. So how would you handle that in Jira? You're aware about using Jira, right?
Yes, sir. So, let me repeat my question. You
Mm.
found a bug during the testing. Okay. So, sir, in such case, first of all, I will discuss with the development team with proper evidence like screenshot and recording and logs if possible.
Mm.
So like this issue is founding on on this environment, and this is critical, so we can't means release this tag. This will impact the client application's functionality. So if a developer is not agree, and then I will means include the manager and organize a quick discussion with a scrum master and our QA manager to discuss about the criticality and its impact on the application. So after discussion, if possible, then we will ask for the developer for the quick fix, and if the developer ready to fix it, then I will coordinate with him to means follow take the follow up of bugs, and after fixing the bug I will retest it and close it, and means inform to the my manager, so they will communicate with client to know the like if issue is verified or not on their end, and then deploy on the production environment. Or if developer is asking like it will take time 2 to 3 days, so the functionality is critical, then we communicate with stakeholder also, like and discuss the criticality and its impact on the application, so we can hold the release
Okay,
as
but
well.
holding the release is something that is not advisable, right? See,
Okay.
what you can do is you have found a bug, right? So you can confirm with the dev team if it's a genuine defect, right? And you can mark the severity as blocker and priority as high once they confirm, right? At times, if you feel that you are confident enough, you know the product knowledge, you are well versed with the flow of the application, you don't need to confirm with the dev team as well. You should log that defect immediately, right?
Okay.
And with respect to Jira, when you get this question, right, you should add the bug to the current sprint or the release cycle, right? Current sprint itself, because you might be working in a 2 week sprint or maybe 1 week sprint, depending on the project to project scenario. So you should add the bug to the current sprint itself. Later on, nobody should tell that this bug was raised, but it was not brought to the highlight. Maybe tomorrow you are not able to resume to the office. So
Yes,
you
yes.
should mark that bug to the current sprint. That's very important, right? You
Okay.
should track the fix, you should perform retesting, and there is no kind of solution in which you have to wait for 2 to 3 days because you have released that is tomorrow itself. So it's a
Yes.
critical defect, you have to get it fixed. Fine.
Okay.
So that's the issue that you will break. And yeah, that's a good point you told that you'll discuss with your test leads, you'll discuss with your test managers as well. And you'll bring everyone on the same page that you have found a critical issue. So how would you ensure that it can be resolved? Okay. Are
Okay.
you aware about the version control tool that is Git?
I'm not aware about the tool. I know like what is version controlling
Mm-hmm.
in API.
Okay. Version control is actually when you are working in the automation testing
Yes.
and there are multiple team members along with you who would like to uh, push the code and they are working on their individual modules. So you can keep a track of that using the version control tool. Right. You are using
Yes.
SQL, right?
SQL. Yes, yes. I used SQL.
Okay. So let me tell you, let me ask one question related to SQL then. Okay, is the screen visible?
Uh, Not now. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So you are performing backend testing, and
Okay.
you need to ensure that the data is correctly inserted into the database after user registration. So what SQL queries would you use here?
Sir, means select and the table column name
Hmm.
and from the table name. Like select, suppose if a date of birth is updated in in a column, particular column from for
Mhm.
a employee table. So I will use the like select the date of birth from employee table.
Okay. Any other query that you will use?
Uh, Means and the like I didn't get your question.
So the question is, see, you're performing backend testing. Okay.
Yes.
And there is a flow of user registration. That is, user is getting created. So how
Okay.
would you verify by firing SQL queries? Which SQL queries would you use at this particular time to validate that the data is inserted? The user is registered. Let's say you have your username as shilu.sharma@gmail.com. So this
Yes.
user has got registered. So the details of this user should be inserted into the database successfully. So how would
Okay.
you verify this SQL? How would you verify via SQL queries?
Then select asterisk from the
Mhm.
table name means to fetch the all the details of employee. So it will fetch all the details of employee like what we entered during the registration.
Mhm. Okay. Wait, let me tell you the answer. Okay. See, let's say the user email address is this one, right? So you'll check select star from users where email is equal to this, right? This
Okay.
is your first verification that if the new user record exists, right?
Okay. Okay.
Now, along with this record, you have certain fields also. For example, you have username, right? Those things also you'll verify. So you'll verify field
Okay.
values, select username, create it underscore add from users where email is equal to this because there's a new user that has been registered.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you'll have
Got
to
it.
check whether
I should
username,
add the new user
yeah, you
also.
can add that thing, right? Then you
Okay.
can validate foreign key relationships, right? So you can have one more query in your validation, right? Where you are checking if all the IDs from the users where email is equal to new user at the rate of test.com, right? You can check user roles as well,
Okay.
right? Right. So you can check the data consistency, you can check the data validation, you can check the different fields that have been inserted properly and the values that are displayed properly for this particular record. Is it clear now?
Okay.
Fine. Great. Can you share any instance where you have performed the performance testing or non-functional testing?
Yeah, sir, like if a pagination is added on a particular page, okay, so on first page, the 100 records shown, but user wants to show the 1,000 records, okay,
Correct.
and
Hmm.
we need to create, then we need to create 1,000 data as well for
Hmm.
a particular, for means to show the value of on the page. Then
Hmm.
I will use performance testing using JMeter instead of manual means creating a record manually.
Hmm. Hmm.
So using JMeter, I will create 1,000 thread number of threads and run it parallelly.
Okay. So
So
can you
1,000 user will
elaborate?
create at the same time, and they will means user can show the record of 1,000 user.
Okay. Can you elaborate how would you create, how would you run this test for 1,000 users? What all
So
things
first of
you do
all,
in JMeter? Yeah.
yes, yes. In JMeter, they means on UI like number of threads are representing to the number of users.
Hmm.
Okay, so I mentioned the like 1,000 there, and the means ramp up time also there, like in which the gap means after the first user details and fetching, after how much time the second user will come in on the page. So the ramp up time also I mentioned like 1 second or 2 second, the gap should be there, and then run the query. Like if I am creating any script on for that, so I will run that script. So 1,000 user created by using the script.
Okay.
Also, I use means sampler, like which request I am sending, like
Mm,
HTTP or JDBC request,
mm,
and a listener, like in which format I want to fetch my result, like result, view result tree, or in graph form, or
mm.
summarized table form.
Right, right. So here, you can create a thread group as well, right? With the number of threads. Have you used
Yes, yes,
thread group?
yes.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah, means thread group is means like where a number of threads uh,
Mm,
represent to a thread group.
correct. See, I would tell you. Okay. Let's say you have to simulate number of users. That should be 500, 1,500. So what you can
Yes.
do is you can create a thread group with the number of threads users you have. Okay.
Okay.
And you'll keep a ramp up period. So maybe we can keep some X number of seconds, right?
Right.
You can add the HTTP request sampler for that particular page or any particular API for which you want to hit that particular load. Okay.
Yes.
And you can include the reports like summary report is there, listeners like summary report or aggregate report, so that you'll come to know what is the nature of the application, whether it is able to accept that load or it is getting failed at that particular time. So those things you can do, right? How do you pass on the data? So that also you can explain. You can use CSV data set configuration for that.
Yes, CSV data set configuration.
Right? And then you'll run the test and you'll analyze the response time or any errors that you're getting.
Yes.
Um, That's the point. Okay. Uh, okay. Uh, do you attend retrospective meeting?
Yes, sir, I attended.
Okay. So what happens in a retrospective meeting?
So in retrospective meetings, feedback of a sprint usually given by the individuals like QA, developer, and BA. So what went well and what could we improve in further sprint. So these major things are discussed in retrospective, like if any story is not developed in that means in time, or build not deployed properly, so means loopholes and means improvements. Yes, sir, your voice is not coming.
Sorry, I was on mute. So what could have been corrected? What could have been improved? Those kind of
Yes,
points
yes,
are being discussed. Okay.
yes.
Any specific point that you have mentioned in the retrospective meeting and that has been you gave a suggestion and that has been incorporated from the next sprint itself.
Yes, so suppose the major story like having critical functionality are
Mm,
delivering in the last week of sprint. So you means we QA have to stretch for to complete our work, or some big, bugs are means remain in the application because due to the time unavailability, the issue couldn't catch by the user because of time pressure also. So we suggest, like I suggest, critical functionality story should be delivered in the first week of sprint. So, like we have more time to verify it and fix the issue, and means perform all type of testing like integration testing and regression testing. So no, there are less chances to means found bug on production by the client. And this idea is picked, also we enhance our means bug count, means less bug found by the user on application.
correct, correct. And you can also add, like, maybe this was a very good point that you are requesting the dev team to deploy first the critical functionalities in the first week of the sprint itself so that you get
Mm.
sufficient time for testing. Second
Right.
aspect is, let's say you are getting a build, but that build quality is not that good and you're facing locker issues, you're getting critical issues at the first instance itself. So in those
Yes.
cases, what will you do is you will tell in the retrospective meeting that I want the build to be tested one round of testing to be done by the dev team itself. Unit testing
Okay.
should be there. Unit test coverage should be attached to the Jira user story before
Okay.
we start the testing, right? So that's also a point you can add. Apart from that, we can also add one of the point that the UI UX is, let's say you are facing some issues in the front end. UI UX are distorted. When you are testing in Chrome browser, it's different. When you are testing in mobile device, it's different. So you can also
Yeah.
raise that as a point in the retrospective that the UI UX functionalities are distorted in different devices, right? That also you can. Fine. Apart from retrospective meeting, which are the different agile ceremonies that you are attending?
So agile ceremonies like sprint planning, where
Hmm.
we plan of the sprint work, like what need to develop in this sprint and what need to deliver to the client. And then daily stand up, so this is a 15-minute quick call where we discuss means follow-ups or any challenges facing or any blockers during the sprint we are facing. And then sprint review, so after finishing the completing the sprint, we discuss and get the feedback from stakeholders also, like what they want to improve on it. So this improvement go in backlog part, and then backlog and refinement. So on the remaining part of past sprint and improvement getting from the clients are means kept in the backlog and refinement part, and then sprint retrospective.
You might be attending defect triaging meeting as well.
Yes, defect triaging meeting I
Yeah.
also attend.
Then grooming meetings are there.
Yes, grooming
Planning, sprint
meetings.
review, daily stand-up meeting. Okay. Uh, Test case review meetings. So these are the calls that you are attending as a part of agile ceremonies.
Okay, but I means read somewhere like there are four major ceremonies.
Hmm.
So means planning and stand up and review retrospective and backlog. Grooming
Yeah.
also means, yeah, I attended and I will add the for the
So
same.
all the meetings that you are attending, all the calls that you are attending, you should tell
Yes,
because you are working as a senior QA, right? You have
right.
5+ years of experience, right?
Yes.
So whatever the calls, whatever the meetings that you are attending, feel free to tell anytime.
Okay, sure.
Great. Um, okay, fine. Uh, can you tell me about the instance where your team was not able to handle the testing, but you guided them and you were able to complete that particular testing in a limited time duration?
Yes, I faced this means situation. Like a client was developed a very critical flow. So this was a student journey having multiple flows and cross functionality impact also, means in cross on the cross team, it was dependent. Okay, so my team was confused like how to handle cross team collaboration, and how to test it with parallelly with the means with cross team also, because and as I have had the perfect knowledge on my product. So I means discuss with my cross team and sit together with all cross team members and perform end to end testing. So I also include my junior, like so they should learn like how to collaborate with member, how to perform end to end testing with them. So
What
it
is
also I achieved this means I delivered this story within the timeline with no defect also.
okay? What is cross team?
Cross team. Like I have a payment module
Mm.
and someone having add to cart module. Okay,
Okay.
so means add to cart module having dependency on payment module.
Mm.
So they have to work with me for the end to end to get the end to end flow. Until unless they couldn't perform means complete functional testing.
Okay. So you have to work with some particular other module team and to complete
Yes,
task, you guided your team.
yes.
Okay. So what kind of confusion was there in your team members' mind? Where were they getting confused? Was the functionality not clear in Jira?
Yes, yes, because they were not clear with functionality and
Okay.
impacted area also. So
Mm.
it means there was a logical functionality, perform n number of scenario and think logically
Mm.
in that case.
Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Can you tell me one instance where the client was not happy with the testing that you and your team had done, and they were able to find the issues? How did you resolve that particular issue, and how did you win back the confidence of the client? How did you get back the confidence? How did the client was able to trust you again? Any such instance that has happened?
Okay, so like there was a module
Hmm.
in which lots of configuration required. Okay, so and means development team develop this flow in such way lots of configuration required. So client is confused and but was not happy. Like if I do lots of configuration, then means I can confuse here.
Hmm.
So he said, I'm completely disagree with it and want a perfect which run smoothly with less configuration.
Hmm.
So means we yeah, means like we developer and developer changes some do some modifications in that configuration and make it less configurable, and then we test it and deliver to the client, and client was happy like yes, now this is user friendly and working smoothly also.
Yes. Okay. Great. Okay, Shilu, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes sir, so how
Mhm.
was the today interview, means
Sure.
how I given the
Okay.
answer?
You want the feedback, right?
Yes.